I'm telling you, this is gonna work.
We have had only 5 seasons of This Is Us, but it seems so much longer. We have spent years with the Pearson family and been through so much together. We've seen them falling in love and out of it. We've seen the big 3 born. There have been health issues, loss, infertility, and many, many tears. We'll never look at a crockpot in quite the same way ever again. The Pearsons have become family and close friends. Season 5 isn't done yet, but we can't wait to see what happens next. This is Us Season 6, everything you need to know. Just a warning, massive spoilers ahead. Please remember to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, then subscribe to our channel and turn on the notifications. That way, you never miss a thing.
When you lose someone suddenly and unexpectedly, it hurts.
What is this show about? The show handles so many subjects so beautifully, but at its core, it's a show about family and about love. It follows Jack and Rebecca Pearson and their 3 kids, the big 3, as they live their lives and do everything in their power to be happy and just be good people. It shows how a family can be created and how powerful love can be, even if things don't turn out just how you expect it or want it. And through time jumps, we're able to really get to know each individual family member and their own unique story. They all come from the same place, but certain events have had different effects on each of them. It is an incredible series. Ever since the first season, people were hooked and became emotionally invested in this family. That's why they also have the power to break our hearts. Now we're watching season 5, but if you're like me, you're watching the episodes come to an end and already are anticipating the wait to next season. Even more so this year because season 5 is shorter than normal because of the global health situation.
Life is full of color, and we each get to come along and we add our own color to the painting.
Has This Is Us been renewed? Luckily for all the fans, it has been. Even before season 5, all the way back in 2019, the show has renewed up to season 6. This isn't entirely surprising. It's one of the biggest hits on NBC at the moment, and fans would have been pretty upset if they didn't renew the show. But sadly, that doesn't guarantee that the show will keep going forever.
And even though it's not very big, you sort of have to figure that it goes on forever, in each direction. So like to infinity,
Will season 6 be the last season of This Is Us? I'm sorry to say it, but it seems very likely that will be the case. It has been renewed up to season 6, but ratings are still really good. So it's very likely that the network would be open to let it continue, but that is not what the creators and the writers seem to have in mind. Dan Fogelman has been pretty clear for years that This Is Us will only go to season 6. He has the entire show planned, and that meant wrapping up all these stories during season 6 and letting the family go. So if he has completely stuck to the original idea, then it is very likely that season 6 will be at the end of the road.
Frame it and put it up, but we just never got around to it.
Oh, man, everything's ruined.
So is everybody ready for the show to end? Speaking as a big fan of the show, the answer is definitely a capital N-O, no. And of course, I'm not the only fan that feels this way. Chrissy Metz, who plays Kate, has said that she's staying in the moment, that you never know what the future holds. It seems like she hopes that Dan might change his mind and go up to season 7, or that there might be a spin-off in the future. For a spin-off, of course, I can only imagine them using a different family or following the new generations of kids that come from the big 3. But I'm a bit skeptical of this idea. I absolutely love the show, but there is a type of magic in the current casting. If they weren't in it, I don't really see how it would be the same show at all. The core Pearson family is needed to make it what it is at the moment. I am in 2 minds about the show ending. On one side, I would love to see more of the stories, but on the other side, there's something about ending a show before it becomes too dragged out. I just hope that if they do end it in season 6, that they give us all the closure that we need and that we have a complete understanding of where everyone is in their lives.
Watch this. Watch out!
When will season 6 be released? We don't know yet. Season 5 was a little bit delayed due to the filming on the show being stopped for a time. So hopefully season 6 will make up some lost time and we can start seeing the new season in the last few months of this year. But until then, we still have the last episode of season 5 to get through.
Mom, we've been, calling nonstop.
I'm sorry. I went out to try and get you a birthday cake to surprise you, and then I got all turned around.
How will Kevin and Randall's relationship be? We have at last seen them talking some things out, and the brothers seem to finally be on good track. This is because it seems like they're going to need to be able to depend on each other more than ever. If Kate does end up being gone, and they are going to have each other to rely on. But more on that a little bit later. Kate has always been the buffer between the 2 men and the one keeping the big 3 together. Kevin and Randall love each other, but they have always been very different people, and there have been a lot of misunderstandings throughout the years. I really hope they can finally put their differences aside and have the relationship that Jack always wanted them to have.
I'm sorry, there are things I still don't see.
Who will Kevin end up with? I'm really hoping the answer to this is Madison. She is the mother of his kids, and I actually really like them together. At the same time, there have been hints that we might see more of Sophie very soon. Kevin has always thought of her as the love of his life. She was his first love, and they have a pretty incredible love story too, while Madison and Kevin have really created this family out of necessity. I am hoping that if Sophie does come back, that it is to allow Kevin the closure on the relationship that he needs and that he could choose Madison, finally putting an end to her feelings that Kevin is only really with her because of the babies. But this show likes to throw massive curveballs, so we'll have to wait and see what really happens.
Hey. Oh, hi. Sorry to wake you up. I was gonna say goodbye.
Where will Rebecca be? I'm almost afraid to answer this question. We have seen Rebecca declining all through the season and her health getting worse. What the best treatment options are, been an issue stressor in the family. But the worst part is that the future scenes have all pointed to the family gathering around her deathbed. I expect we'll see the end of Rebecca's life in the last episodes of season 5. But does that mean we won't get any more of Rebecca in the next season? Very unlikely. There are still a lot of gaps between now and the future scenes that need to be filled in. With the time jumps, it always helps to keep the entire family around. Both Jack and William have been gone for a while, but they both keep making appearances too. So I'm pretty sure we'll see more of Rebecca's health struggles next season, unfortunately. What will happen to Toby and Kate? In the future scenes, Randall calls Toby, who isn't wearing his ring, and asks if he's coming to the house where Rebecca is seriously ill. Toby replies that Jack has said that they're on their way. So what does that mean? Does that include Kate? And why isn't Toby with her then? I refuse to believe they broke up. That would be horrible. Or is it they just Jack and his adopted sister? Or what does that mean for Kate? Could the rumors that Kate has died in the time between now and then be true? I'm hoping it's not true. But to me, it makes more sense than Toby and Kate breaking up. And this is a show that loves to play with our emotions. So it is possible, but hopefully Toby just lost his ring and he's waiting for Kate so that they could drive together. One can always hope. When will we get more information on Rebecca and Miguel? We have gotten used to seeing these two together. He's no Jack Pearson, but Miguel is a real great guy and he's taking care of Rebecca. He obviously adores her and he's made her really happy, but we don't really know how they got together. He was there for the family after Jack died, but then somehow lost touch. We don't know how she connected with him over social media, but that is about the only information we have. So it'll be interesting to see how they got together and went from friends sharing the grief over losing someone they both loved to loving each other. But why was Uncle Nicky beside Rebecca's bed? In the glimpses that we see of Rebecca on what we presume is her deathbed, it is Uncle Nicky, Jack's brother, who is beside her, not Miguel. That has left some of us pretty worried about Miguel's fate too. There's no way that he would just left her like that. We hope he's getting her something, but you never know. And then the other question is how Nicky suddenly fits into the family. Before now, he has only ever been in Kevin's life. So what happened in the missing time frame for him to end up being in a pretty big spot in one of the family's hardest and darkest moments? Will season 6 rip our hearts to shreds? Almost definitely. And we will likely love every second of them doing it. There are so many loose strings that need to be completed before the show can come to a satisfying end. This Is Us knows how to get us invested and feeling with these characters, so I can't wait to see what happens next. Thanks for watching.